Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Lighten Up with Bo, A Course in Miracles. We're going through the lessons. We're on lesson 30. But first of all, I hope you're doing well, being gentle with yourself, wherever you are in the world. I just want to remind you that who knows what brought you to these lessons. I'm not even sure why you're here, but my goal, Lighten Up with Bo, is to really help with A Course in Miracles, with my own life experiences, with my master's in spiritual psychology, whatever that means, to just not take life so seriously. But I think a lot of people they understand that that's a beautiful sentiment of the soul, to be lighter, to be more at ease. But it's really easy to get lost in that term we call spiritual bypass and kind of blow by looking inward at the things that need to be allowed, released, seen, forgiven, whatever it is. And so the Course in Miracles really helped me. So even if you're here and you're not even doing the lessons in A Course in Miracles, maybe you don't even have the book A Course in Miracles, but maybe you want to follow along as I read and do the practices just from these videos. Or maybe you showed up and you're like, man, I just need a little help. I'm feeling a little disconnected. So whatever it is, don't forget, don't take it all so seriously. Usually what your head is telling you about everything is pretty much lying. What's up, beautiful wasp outside the window? Yeah. And that brings us to the lesson today. We're on lesson 30 in A Course in Miracles. By the way, in case you didn't notice, I'm trying up these fun little backgrounds. I don't know, I'm trying to keep it light and playful. A little bit more easy. So enjoy. Lesson 30. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. If you remember, lesson 29 was God is in everything I see. Well, now, as I've always promised you, the lessons will build, they will answer the questions, right? It's a very gentle, slow process. A lot of times we do these lessons and it's like, well, wait, God's in everything I see. Why? Oh, look, the next lesson. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. And don't worry, it's going to get to like, what do you mean God is in my mind? Anyway, God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. Let's move this over here. The idea for today is the springboard for vision. From this idea will the world open up before you, and you will look upon it and see in it what you have never seen before. Nor will what you saw before be even faintly visible to you. Wow. So for me, my experience of this is the Course in Miracles is the most radical shift in perception you can have. But what it clearly says in the Course in Miracles is what we call seeing with the physical eyes is not seeing at all, and that vision is completely opposite of the physical sight. It's an inner vision. And that when we relinquish all of the barriers to the oneness, the soul that we really are, we will only see through spirit vision. We will only see and feel and relate through an inner vision. And it starts out by just being open to that maybe, again, everything we see, it can be altered the way we see things. So, paragraph 2. Today we are trying to use a new kind of projection, right? So we're just in the beginning phase. We're just trying to use a new kind of projection. We are not attempting to get rid of what we do not like in our minds by seeing it outside. So what it's saying there is the current use of projection as used by the ego self, the ego mind, is that what we don't like inside of us, the ego says, no problem. You don't like how you shame yourself, how you punish yourself, how you judge, attack, blame, and criticize yourself. You don't like how you separate yourself from good and bad parts. You don't like all these qualities within you, the hatred within you, the judgment within you. So the ego goes, no problem. I know how we can deal with that. Let's project it into the world, onto the screen of the worldly dream called the human experience. And then all of a sudden we go, oh my God. And constantly what we're seeing when we're plugged into our ego is just the projection of all that hatred, separation, critical thinking, criticizing, judgment, separation, differences, lack, all those things. So, we are not attempting to get rid of what we do not like in our minds by seeing it outside. Instead, we are trying to see in the world what is in our minds and what we want to recognize is there. Thus, we are trying to join with what we see rather than keeping it apart from us. That is the fundamental differences between vision and the way you see. So, again, what the ego does is it projects it out there and goes, oh, well, you look at that out there. Well, that's real cute. And we basically go, well, I'm not that. I'm not them. I don't live that way. That's not me. So we constantly are not enjoining. We don't join with what's out there. We might look at it and even appreciate it a little bit. We might go, oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, I've seen that before. But we don't join with it as one. We still, at a core level, if we at least get honest, look inward and go, well, yeah, I know what that is, but I'm not one with it. It's not one with me. I am separate from that. It is separate from me. Look, there's the evidence of my belief in separation. I see a fence outside my window, but I'm not one with it. I see a chair in my dining room, but I'm not one with it. Again, remember, these lessons are saying there's no difference in anything the physical eyes see. A chair, a wall, a body, everything is equally the same. So, paragraph 3, today's idea should be applied as often as possible throughout the day. Whenever you have a moment or so, repeat it to yourself slowly, looking around you and trying to realize that it applies to everything you do see now or could see now if it were within the range of your sight, meaning that you could see if it was literally around you or if it wasn't anywhere near you and you couldn't actually see it in front of your seemingly physical eyes. Real vision is not limited by concepts such as near or far. I don't think that needs explanation, but what it's saying is true vision has nothing to do with the concepts that we think seeing has to do with, like near, far, where I am, or out there somewhere. To help yourself begin to get used to the idea, we're just beginning to get used to the idea. Try to think of things beyond your present range as well as those you can actually see as you apply today's idea. So as you're looking around or parts of this lesson, you will close your eyes and you will think of things that come into your mind that are nowhere near you. And you are one with those as well. There is no separation in time or space, that you are one with those images. It's just saying as a beginning step, right? Paragraph 4, real vision is not only unlimited by space and distance, but it does not depend on the body's eyes at all. Soul vision, Christ vision, divine vision, holy vision has nothing to do with what our body's eyes look at. The mind is its only source, meaning true vision. The mind is the only source of true vision. That's where the vision begins. How we then choose to experience it, again, also takes place in the mind. It's basically saying, for all of us that feel, well, I'll get to that in a second. Let me slow down. To aid in helping yourself to become more accustomed, right? To become more accustomed, it's a process. to this idea as well, devote several practice periods to applying today's idea with your eyes closed. So right now we're about anywhere from 5 to 6 practice periods a day, ideally. So a few of those practice periods, what it's saying is devote a few of them with your eyes closed, using whatever subjects come to mind and looking within rather than without, right? Because the ego loves to just constantly look without, but we're learning to practice looking within. Today's idea applies equally to both. And that's the lesson for today. So all you're going to do, just to back up everybody, today's idea should be applied throughout the day. So 6 times, I would say. 3 times with eyes open, 3 times with eyes closed is great. So when you start the lesson, and remember, there's apps that can help you remind, or you can set calendar reminders, but you make an effort to do 3 times with eyes open, where you start by going, God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. And as you're looking around, you're just saying that to yourself, maybe for a minute or 2. Maybe you're saying it out loud, or maybe you're saying it in your mind. God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. And then the 3 times that you do it with eyes closed, you'll just start out, God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. And just be open to let any images come into your mind. Maybe you think of an angel. Maybe you think of an animal. Maybe you think of the planet Pluto. I don't know. It could be wild. Maybe you think of Superman. I don't know what you think of. But whatever comes into your mind, a car, a person, a job, a place, you're just saying, God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. As those images are coming to you. And that's it. And for those that may not be doing the lessons, what this lesson is trying to point to is first to help us see how most of us default to that we are separate from many, many things. Most things, to be honest. And that since God, the word that we use for life, for unending life, for the all-encompassing source of all things, and that is the only reality, and that reality encompasses all life, which includes even this dream that we're having. So in essence, since all things take place in the mind, you're never separate from anything. So when your mind is telling you that you're apart from, this is just really an attack tactic by the ego to keep you in separation from all things, in fear. What you are separate from, you are afraid of. What you are one with, you are in love with. So you're not alone. You are joined with all things. So when you're seeing these things, or when you're thinking them, the effort is basically you are joining in oneness with them. As you say, God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind. So don't overthink it. Have fun with it. Please feel free to comment in the comments if you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, if you want me to do a totally separate topic. Feel free to hit subscribe if you want to follow along when I release any video, or hit like or share it. Whatever your heart is called to do. But most importantly, don't forget to get outside and climb a tree. Play with people. Be playful. Move around. Dance to some music. Lighten up. Don't take it all so seriously. I promise you that as you do these lessons, as you uncover, there's no way you're going to live lighter if you just listen to other people and then, oh, but that's not for me to live lighter. I don't know. I can't get free. Oh, I can't meditate. It is for you. It's always been for you. So I look forward to seeing you on the next lesson. Stay well, stay blessed, stay light. Oh, and by the way, if you want to reach out directly to me, my website, which is kind of not really being paid attention to, but if you go to lightenupmovement.com, there's like pickleball stuff there. There's these fun clothes I'm starting to put logos on, just as symbols that might be meaningful to help you remind yourself and others to not take it all so seriously. So I'll see you soon. Be well. Oh, and let me know what you think about the background. How is it? Is it fun? Who knows?